kill all of them.
I am my freedom! I wear
it! Take a look. This is God.
Jeffrey Howard. Hello, sir.
Ethan, what is going on, buddy?
What's happening, dude?
What's happening is I'm talking to one of my favorite actors for the first time, and I'm kind of geeking out about it.
I love it.
You know, 1995, Mallrats was one of my first movies as a critic that I reviewed.
Did you hate it? Did you hate it at the time?
No, and I've talked to Kevin Smith a dozen times. He bashes it too. It is one of my favorites. So you were one of my
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That was one of those weird things where like I was on a TV series and then I felt like, oh my God, I'm doing a movie. This is a huge deal. I'm going to be a movie guy now. And then the movie came out and went away so fast. But then like 20 years later, people will walk up to me in the street wanting to talk about sailboats, which is wild.
I can't go to a mall without thinking you staring at a picture of a sailboat. So
yeah.
Also, get this, I'm gonna blow your mind. I did the John Q junket over 20 years ago. I was there doing the television interviews.
Holy smokes.
I know. And Nick Cassavetes, man, what a thrill. He was fantastic. He's a brilliant guy. And I know you've been lifelong friends with him. So how's that relationship over the years?
I love Nick so much. The first time I worked with him as a director was on John Q, which you were at the junket for. But he had written Blow. And so I knew him a little bit from that. He was good friends with Ted Demme. So I got to know him on that. And, you know, I think Nick, and we've done a few movies together now. And I think he has this wonderful place as a director because he's also a really good actor that he can communicate in a way that I utterly understand. Sometimes with a heady director, it can be hard to understand exactly what they want, but Nick knows how to talk to me, but we're also such close friends. So it could be that, where I just feel so comfortable with him. I know he has such artistic integrity. I will never look bad. And you know, I don't always think I'm pretty hard on myself with how I look physically. And the first time I've ever thought I look cool was and you know, he's such a bad character, but Nick showed me a still from God Is a Bullet, and I'm crouched down about to go into like this drain pipe chasing a girl, and I'm like lit from the back, and I look like a gorilla. I really do think I look so cool. Like I look muscular and I'm covered in tattoos. I look badass. And you know, Nick gave me that. I don't think I've ever seen myself in anything before and thought I look really cool, but I do think I look pretty cool in one shot, at least one shot of God Is a Bullet.
You look cool in a lot of shots in God Is a Bullet. And that's what's weird, Ethan. When I think of you, I think of all your comedic roles, even though you have a handful of incredible dramatic roles back in the day. So, I mean, seeing you in this was so shocking. Not only is a movie shocking, it's about a cult. And it takes a lot to upset me and disturb me. Boy, congratulations.
We did it?
Oh, you did. You bet you did. And so congratulations on that. Now, does Nick allow you to kind of interpret the character? What kind of director is he? Is he like on the page, or he say, what do you give you a kind of a free rein or to interpret some things?
Oh yeah, we had really great conversations about it, and he's totally open. He, you know, there's a part of Nick where for an actor, he wants you to do anything you think of. He wants you to like be really free artistically, and then he has ideas which he shares with you. And the problem with that is that his ideas are always so good for me that like I'll have all these thoughts of like Gutter's going to be like this and Gutter's going to do this, and then I'll have a conversation with him and he's not saying it has to be this way, but I come away with it going like, Nick's right. Nick's absolutely right. Gutter's going to be like that. And then it becomes kind of a melding of the two things.
And I love the story in this because there was a movie I saw years ago with George C. Scott called Hardcore, about a father looking for his daughter who went off to be in LA's underground, you know, in the X-rated adult business. Same kind of thing here, except it's an occult, you know? So I saw such similar. I love that father looking for the daughter that's gone astray story. But this was so extreme. And I reminds me also of you in American History X, one of the greatest films ever. And I just love how you just can turn on it right now. But did you kind of lose yourself in this role? Did someone have to say, "Hey, Ethan, come back"?
No.
Okay, good.
No, in fact, like, I think the kind of posturing evil scenes, anything where you just have to kind of look bad, that stuff was super easy. The thing that I had real trouble with was there's a bit early on where I have to be physically violent with Chloe Guy, who's a little, I don't know exactly how old she is now. At the time she was 14, I think. And a small, delicate 14-year-old girl. I have 4 daughters. So, like, the idea of being physically violent with a little girl was physically repulsive to me. It was so hard to get the shot. And Nick would come up to me after we'd do it a couple of times and he'd say, "I can see you taking it easy on her." And I'm like, "Nick, yeah, she's a little 14-year-old girl. I'm a 260-pound giant oaf of a man. Of course I'm taking it easy on her." And he'd say, "Yeah, but we can't see that. If we see that, it ruins what's happening." And then you'd have her turning around and looking at me and going, "I'm tough. You can't hurt me," And that was really, really hard for me to shoot. So I don't think we were ever at risk of losing me to the mind space of a satanic cult or anything like that.
That's good to hear. Now, the thing is, it's remarkable. I mean, all over the news, your incredible weight loss, and congratulations to that. I've been struggling with being 50 pounds overweight, and COVID added another 15 pounds, but let's admit it, fat is funny in Hollywood. So when you lost all of that weight, did it affect the roles that people started offering you?
Yeah, certainly it did. And one of my favorite jobs I've ever had was not a comedic role, but it was a TV show for Hulu called Chance, which I love doing. And I remember going in there and the casting director said, "I'm glad your agent sent a picture of you," because I had gained weight. This was like 2015, and I'd gained weight again. And the casting director said, "We wouldn't have seen you if you were as thin as I thought you had gotten." And so, yes, it definitely had some effect on me. But, at the end of the day, I'm a grandfather now. I have kids. I've done lots of acting. If acting went away today because I was in better shape, then so be it to acting. I'd rather be in better shape. That's my perspective today.
When you had that massive weight loss, and you coming down the street, all your fans, people would recognize you a mile away. But when you lost that weight, did you almost feel anonymous? Because you could just walk up.
I did. I grew a beard. I lost weight. I was anonymous for a minute. I'm not quite as anonymous. I think people are starting to know what I look like now, and so I've lost some of that anonymity. But there was a moment where I was like, "Hey, we could go anywhere. We could do anything. It's awesome."
Well, after you seeing in this role, you're here to stay, buddy. So don't go anywhere. Fantastic job, and it's just a thrill to meet you. Come visit us in Las Vegas soon, man. We'd love to have you.
Jeffrey, thank you. You've been awesome.
Thanks so much, buddy. Talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir.